Well, hello there. Welcome to Mind Your Biz, episode 5. This evening, I am 9,000 feet here in Colorado, and we just had a nice black bear run down across the backyard, so we're on the lookout, keeping an eye on Yogi. So I was going to do episode 5 based on the last episode 4 being sellers beware. I was going to do buyers beware. But with the 4th of July coming up, and I've been boating all my life, and the 4th of July is always a really busy boating week leading up to, week after. I thought I'd talk to you about boating safety and how important it is. So I'm going to take you back to, 10, 15, 20 years ago, we didn't have social media. Social media today thinks it's funny to videotape people going into the Haulover Inlet or anywhere here in the country and watching stupid boaters do stupid things. And it's pissing me off. There is nothing good can happen. It's not educational. Nothing good can happen watching a boat captain do something stupid and a passenger or the boat captain themselves gets hurt or killed doing something stupid. Going in and out of Haulover Inlet, I see that all the time. And I'm like, what good is this? Clicks and licks? That's what you're after? Is to show somebody doing something stupid and somebody getting hurt, tossed out of the boat, bounced around on the inside of the boat with injuries. I don't find it funny. I don't find it educational. And it pisses me off. A couple of years ago, a little longer than that, but 8 years ago, I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me that I'm well versed in. We own a number of marinas. And in a 2-month period, 4 dead bodies, 4 different locations. There's a common theme in all of them. The first one is a 60-foot houseboat. 60-foot houseboats in general are ice cube trays structurally, buildings sitting on top of them, a couple of engines in the back or a single. And when you go to park a houseboat, you basically have to tie it to a structure or a tree or some immovable object on the stern and on the bow. Therefore, the person that's driving the boat can't see behind the back of the boat. There's staterooms and a kitchen and a galley. So, number of individuals on the boat. One particular man gets out of the boat with a rope in his hand on the stern to go tie it to the shore, to a tree or some immovable object. And no one paying attention like they should. And they run over the guy, kill him, chop him up, and send him all along the shore of the lake. Dad, a husband, a father, dead because of stupidity. It's not an accident. There's too many people on the boat for it to be an accident. Second, bunch of guys been out on the boat, on the lake, having a good time, enjoying the day. Backing into a covered slip, not paying attention. Guy falls off the back, chopped up in the propellers, kills him. Dad, father, son, dead. Third one, houseboat going down the lake. 3 or 4 guys up on the upper deck. Koozie, of all things, flies off the boat. This guy thinks it's cool to jump off a moving vessel doing 10, 12 knots in a wide open lake. They find him 6, 7 miles down river, drown. Dad, father, son, husband. The fourth one, any hydroelectric dam, the downstream side has big red and white signs, monster signs. It says, don't swim here. Dangerous. Danger, danger. Water can come out of the base of the dam, current swirling around, eddies, causing problems, debris. Don't swim here. They find a guy 9 miles downstream 3 days later from jumping in thinking it's cool to swim. In all 4 of these instances, in a 2-month period, July of 2016, June, July, somewhere in there, all 4 had common themes. Alcohol or some chemical in their system that impairs their judgment. So as we come up on the 4th of July, captain of that boat is responsible for everybody on board. Period. End of story. As you're going to the dock or to your parking spot where your boat's located, before anybody gets too excited about going out on the water, a few things you should be responsible to do. One, check the fire extinguisher. Make sure you got a good working fire extinguisher. Two, you have flotation devices for everyone on board. Everyone should have a life jacket. Three, a throw ring. Somebody goes off the side of the boat. I toss the ring, hit them in the face with it. They've got something to hold on to. Now they're floating. Four, a nice long 50, 75-foot rope that if somebody does go overboard for any reason, could be an accident, could be stupidity. You've got a rope to throw to them to get them back to the boat and in the boat safely. Five, before you start an engine, you go through your checklists. Have I vented the compartments? If it's an inboard, outboard, bilge area, have I checked the oil, checked the fluids? Have I maintained a safe operation? Am I able to maintain a safe operation as I take my family and friends out for a nice day on the water? That's your responsibility as the boat owner and captain. Each and every time. I've seen this, I don't know how many times. When an individual is working a gas dock, fueling location around the country, there's probably one thing that individual needs to be able to do. And you would be surprised at how many don't. They need to know how to swim. Accidents happen. People fall off docks. If that person that's working a fueling station is out there to collect tips and all that sort of thing and they can't swim, that's a problem. So as you're hiring people for those positions, you need to ask them. And if they hesitate at all, hand them a bathing suit and tell them to go swim for you before you hire them. Fueling location procedures. As you're out enjoying the day, you come up to a gas dock or a fueling station. You should have your fenders out on the side that you're going to park to. You should have rope on the bow, the mid and the stern ready to go. And the gas dock attendant, throw them one of the lines. Trust me, I don't know how many times somebody has thrown me a line that's not attached to a boat. Here's a line. What am I going to do with this? So as you're pulling up to the dock, fenders out, lines are ready. Everybody should be seated. Lots of things happen pulling up to a fueling station. Throttles in and out, forward, back, bow thrusters, whatever you've got. Everybody needs to be seated, except one individual that's responsible for throwing the line to the dockhand. At the fueling station, it is not the responsibility of the attendant to fuel your boat. Should never be. They don't know if it's diesel or gas or if it goes here or goes there. I don't know how many times, more than I can count, where someone has come up to the gas dock and a gas dock attendant or the boat captain has put the fueling nozzle in the water tank or in the holding tank or anywhere in the back of the boat and starts squeezing the handle. It happens. Seen it. Been there. Procedurally, the gas dock attendant hands the boat captain the nozzle. That way they're responsible to put the fuel in the proper location on the boat. The attendant is to stand at the ready and monitor and next to the emergency shutoff switch so that we have a spill or something happens, bam, hit that switch. Stop the flow of fuel. Once complete, everybody's back in the boat. You've got ice cream, you've got a drink, you got whatever you have with you, candy, sandwiches. Have a seat. Take a seat until the captain gets the boat off the dock. Fenders in, back inside the boat, lines safely secured, and that captain has got his head on a swivel because he's probably not the only one coming in to get fuel or groceries or sundries. Head on a swivel. The one thing that I want to drive on that message is all of these maneuvers, the captain has to be clear-headed and not under the influence of anything. Alcohol, drugs, it creates this mindset of invincibility. It basically says I'm invincible. I can do anything. Liquid courage, stupid. Pisses me off. Don't drive drunk. Don't drive under the influence. It's not, if you create a problem, somebody gets hurt, for God's sake, somebody gets killed, There's no lawyers in the world that are going to get you out of that situation. I got 20 that worked for me. All they're going to try to do is reduce stupidity. That's it. Best you got. And if you hurt somebody bad, go to jail, go to prison. That's your outcome. Pay attention. If you're on inland lakes, head on a swivel. Lots going on. People going back and forth. Intercoastal waterway. Lots going on. Jet skis, paddle boards, canoes, big boats, small boats. You have to have a clear head to operate a boat. You're responsible for everyone on that boat. It's your responsibility. No one else's. You own it. You own it. Everything that happens on that boat. Back in 2023, July, I get a phone call from a crying best friend of mine. Never heard him cry before. His grandson was on someone else's boat. They had been out tubing, playing on the water. They had pulled off the side out of the waterway to pull in the inner tube and the rope. Drunk boater doing 60 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, who knows, going fast in a bass boat. Hits the side of the boat and kills his grandson instantly. That changed the perspective of so many people and so many families, including my own, as I was at the funeral. It's tragic, damn unnecessary. When you're running a boat anywhere on the waterways, you're the captain. You're responsible for everyone on that boat's safety, first and foremost. We had 100, you know that we had a Westport, 112 Westport for 5 or 6 years. The captain of the boat, his main and only responsibility was not how good the food was, not the vista that we parked at, not the cleanliness or the how cool the inside of the boat looked all the time. His number one responsibility was my safety and my family and friends. Period. And he did an incredible job. What he was most noted for was before he lit a can, before he started a generator, he went through his checklists. Went down, water makers, batteries, pumps, HVAC systems. Before he lit the engines on those diesels, those Caterpillar 32s, he went through his safety checks, made sure the boat was seaworthy, made sure that the passengers on the boat were in good locations and safe before he pulled off the dock. And when you pull 400,000 pounds off a dock, it's a job. It's a process, and you don't deviate from the process. Best thing about owning any boat, is that the captain is aware of the safety requirements that he or she is responsible for. So as we come up on July 4th, I don't care about all the social media garbage out there that I see where there's accidents or injuries or people running a boat and do stupid things. As a point of fact, it's nauseating. Just remember that through this holiday, you that own the boat, you're the captain. You're responsible for the safety of everyone on that boat. And if you believe you can operate that vessel in a crowded environment or an open environment under the influence, you should go to jail just thinking that. As a point of fact, if you drive the boat long enough under the influence, you will end up in jail. So, pretty harsh night tonight, but needed to be said. The 2 weeks around July 4th are active in the boating marketplace, and I don't want to see people get hurt or killed running around on the water. So episode 5, take it to heart. You that own a boat, pay attention. You're responsible for the people on board that boat. Leave a review. Find it on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. I've got a great production house in Palm Beach that does a great job getting these videos edited and clips done. And I want to thank them for that. And I want to thank you for watching and listening. Enjoy your 4th of July and enjoy boating.